Welcome to Accelerated Hypnotherapy. I'm Liana West, a Betrayal Trauma Recovery Specialist. And in this video, I'm going to share with you one of the things that I see that keeps people stuck in betrayal trauma. Before we get started, like and subscribe for more content on betrayal trauma recovery. What I have noticed is that clients who've experienced betrayal by a partner often get focused on the other person, onto things like couples counseling. And don't get me wrong, I love counseling. But if you keep harping on your person to do counseling, they'll start to get resistant, like you do when anyone tells you to do anything. And they might do counseling to get off your back, and they will go through the motions without getting anything for themselves, the change that you think that they need. And here's the thing, if you make your partner go to couples counseling and you insist that they go, or you make it difficult for them if they don't go, you will miss out on something extremely valuable. You will miss out on seeing what they actually want to do. Because if you make them go, you will never really know if that person is going to genuinely change or just to get you off their back, just to please you. And you will lose the opportunity to see what they would do on their own if you didn't badger them or guilt them to go. If you've been betrayed, you want to see what a cheater actually does when they think that no one is watching. So just sit back and observe and see if they suggest couples counseling on their own, and watch what they do or they don't do, because that's going to tell you a lot about where they actually are and what they're thinking. But here's the thing. Don't base your recovery on what someone else does or doesn't do. Because if your recovery depends on what someone does or does not do, you may be stuck for a really long time. Get back into your lane. Don't try to make the healing happen over there, because what it's really doing is it's keeping you from focusing on yourself, from focusing on your own healing. You're projecting your own need for healing over there. You're the one that needs to take action for yourself. You're the one that needs to go get help so that you can put this into the past, regardless of what your partner does or doesn't do. I was working with a client who had been stuck, and 2 years after Discovery Day, having gone to couples therapy, she was still crying, upset, and fighting with her partner. And here's something that she noticed, that she actually felt worse after couples therapy. After digging up the past, she felt triggered as heck. This is known as revivification, and it causes you to relive the pain of the betrayal. And it overwhelms your brain, and it's what actually keeps your brain stuck. It's so overwhelming that your brain can't deal with the experience like it does other everyday experiences. Talking about trauma keeps it in the present moment, even more than all the random flashbacks, the intrusive thoughts, and the bad feelings that you already experience in your body. Your brain can't work on the problem when that's filling up your conscious mind, when you're feeling those feelings in your body. And with trauma, things get worse over time, not better. Time does not heal all wounds. It's like a snowball, because trauma is like a snowball. It collects things as you roll through life. So you might need a bit of help, but the right type of help, because you've probably been trying to use your conscious mind, your cognition and thoughts to get insights about the problem with your conscious mind. And that is limited to what you know. And for a lot of people that have experienced trauma, it doesn't get you to where you need to go. Clients want to explore the subconscious, and they find me after they've tried everything and nothing's worked. And that's mostly because they've been trying to solve the betrayal with their conscious mind. If therapy, whether with or without your partner, hasn't been able to get you to the place where you feel like you can actually move on, where you feel like the betrayal is in the past, it just might be time to try something else, something different, to get a different result. And so what you've probably been trying to do is to bring things up into your conscious awareness. And the problem with that, with betrayal, is that as you start to remember, you start reliving the past. And as you start reliving what happened, you start to feel the way you did when you were actually experiencing that. And it's stuck in the present tense. But with trauma, you don't have to remember to recover. It's actually better if you don't keep digging up the past and just leave everything down in the subconscious. And instead of bringing things up into your conscious awareness, we're going to go down to your subconscious and do all the work outside of your conscious awareness so that your brain doesn't get overwhelmed and it can actually start to heal or integrate your experience of betrayal. And we can use accelerated hypnotherapy at the level of the subconscious to keep those painful memories that you can feel in your body down below your conscious awareness, so that these memories and these feelings aren't revivified and that you don't have to relive them. And most importantly, that it doesn't overwhelm your brain. Accelerated hypnotherapy can create the right environment, and you can give your brain the right conditions so that your brain can actually integrate, which is the neuroscience word for heal, so that it can work on what's happened and put it into the past, so that what happened can be a distant memory, so that it can feel further and further away with each passing day. What happened on Discovery Day was that your brain caught on fire in that emotional part of your brain. And trying to talk about your problem and trying to figure it out consciously by bringing more of what you have actually buried for good reason back into your conscious awareness and revivifying and reliving those feelings and that experience, that is like trying to put out a fire by pouring gasoline on it. Betrayal is a problem that cannot be fixed with your logical conscious mind. Because when anyone tells you you should just move on or that you should calm down, even though that is logical and it makes a lot of sense, it doesn't work. It actually has the opposite effect, and it probably triggers you. Betrayal and trauma are in the part of the brain and the body where they remain untouched and unfazed by logic, by the conscious mind, where you're limited to what you know, by language. The thing about accelerated hypnotherapy is that it creates a trance of infinite possibilities where you're not limited to what you know or what you've done before, or even what your therapist knows. Because if you haven't been able to solve your betrayal with your conscious mind, how is anyone else with even less information than you going to solve it? What we need to do is get out of the way with our limited conscious mind. And I will connect you with your superconscious mind so that you can access that space of infinite possibilities, resources, and solutions. And that's how that space of the unknown is how you will actually recover from betrayal. If you're still listening and you've tried all the things and you're still not where you want to be, let's connect. Check out the link in the description. Get back into your lane and observe closely what your partner is actually doing when you're not directing them. Stay in your lane, focus on you, and get the help that you need. And let's connect on the next one.